Sonic Colors has a very fantastic level design, and the level design is perfect, and it's what I expect in a Sonic game. The level design supports the new gimmick in this game called Wisps, which has been the best gimmick in Sonic the Hedgehog in years. The best addition to Sonic the Hedgehog in years at the time. It even allows you to play as Super Sonic in a 3D Sonic game other than the final boss. Something that a lot of people want. Stuff like this is great. And I just wow. This game certainly introduces some stunning graphics. Everything about this game looks beautiful. Also, just saying, and the soundtrack is an absolute gold miner. Like I said though, my only complaint about Sonic Colors is the story. But even then, that doesn't really matter too much, considering what the more important stuff are the graphics, the soundtrack, and the gameplay. Play either way. So all in all, Sonic Colors is awesome. Just too bad that the game is kind of hated now because of Ultimate. I know a lot of people said that this game hasn't aged well, but all I say to that is, so this didn't age well, but Super Mario 64 hasn't. Sonic Adventure may be slightly more flawed than the other games in my top 10. However, I place it above certain other games like Sonic 2 CD and Colors because of the good stuff being much more higher than the good stuff from those games. The story is fantastic, and while the game definitely hasn't aged well in its cutscenes, which is my only gripe with the game, other than Big and Amy. Seriously, those two gameplay styles. Amy's style is decent at the very least, but Big, ugh. Now, if you're wondering, I'm only showing the Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure. You want to know why? Because the DX port kind of looks dull. Oh, the actual Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure looks a lot better. So yeah. I love Sonic stages. I love Tails' stages. I love Knuckles' stages. And I actually like Gamma. Like I said though, Amy and Big were the only exceptions, but I don't really care about those two gameplay styles. The gameplay styles that I enjoy them so much. Also just saying, and the soundtrack is full of absolute bangers. The level design music, and especially Open Your Heart, is just phenomenal, baby. The bosses may be a little lackluster, but like I said, the amount of positives this game has, as opposed to the negatives, they stand out too much to me that I don't even care about how many negatives that this game has. I love Sonic Adventure. It is an amazing Sonic game, a masterpiece.
File select.
If there was an error mistake, I really apologize. Sorry. Anyways, yeah. Sonic Adventure 2 the action stages are a lot of fun, as I said, and our treasure hunting stages have actually become a guilty pleasure of mine. I know there's a good portion of you people that don't like the treasure hunting stages, but I do. I used to be in the same boat as not liking these treasure hunting stages at all. But I realized that the reason why I hated the treasure hunting stages was because I was looking for I was exploring this place just for the emeralds. I should really be exploring these places just for the sake of exploring these places. I should explore these places just to have fun, and I could eventually find in the emeralds that I potentially want. Tails' mech shooting stages may be my least favorite part about Sonic Adventure 2's gameplay, but I don't care about that. The gameplay is still fun to me, and I actually enjoy it. Yeah, I actually consider Sonic Adventure 2 to be more of a perfect Sonic game than I once did. This game is, dare I say, near perfect. The treasure hunting, the mech shooting, the action stages. There are some occasional bad levels from here and there, and there are occasional bad boss fights, but the ending is phenomenal. After Sonic and Shadow beat the Bio Lizard as the final hazard, Shadow seemingly fall to his death until Sonic Heroes, and yeah, the ending is very satisfying. When I completed Sonic Adventure 2, I didn't know what to do now. I was like, what do I do? I completed a game that's been getting on my nerves since I first bought it. But now it's officially complete. Also, I will say the game does look really good. I wouldn't say it's as good as, say, like games like Sonic Unleashed, Colors, or Generations, but it still looks pretty polished. I also love the soundtrack, like, just good. In conclusion, this game is just downright based. Rest my cakes, bars. Oh, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This game is amazing. I can't actually believe that I placed this game over the adventure titles, but I gotta be honest with myself, guys. This game is just wow. This game is straight up perfect. For one thing, all three characters, just like in Sonic Adventure 2, all of them control amazingly. Yeah. The classic Sonic games controls are the best controls in the entire series. Fight me. And while I still think Sonic Mania is the better game than Sonic 3, I still think Sonic 3 handles it with slightly better levels. But that doesn't mean there's more enjoyable levels than Sonic Mania. Yeah, I still think Sonic Mania has slightly more enjoyable stages, but I would be lying to you if I said that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 wasn't awesome. This game is just gorgeous. Like, wow. The soundtrack is amazing. The levels are amazing. And while there are some occasional levels from here and there that I can hate, I can look past those levels and say that this is a spectacular Sonic game. It even gave one of the most hated Sonic games even turned levels like that into something really good. For example, Hydrocity being the first heavily respected water level in the entire Sonic series, and the special stages being the most popular special stages in the entire series, despite the other special stages not being liked very much. In conclusion, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is an absolute welcome for the top 5. Oh my god, Sonic Unleashed. This game amazes me. This game downright is phenomenal. I love this game so much. I know it's heavily flawed with its metal collecting. I know the Werehog stages are a bit slow-paced. But I just love this game so much. The daytime stages and Werehog stages are both good gameplay styles, even though they're not quite perfect. And the graphics, wow. To start off with Sonic, his stages are just fast, like really fast. These are the fastest boost levels in the entire series. In fact, despite having one particular boost game being better than Sonic Unleashed, some of these levels are some of my favorite boosting levels in the entire series, such as Rooftop Run, Jungle Joyride, It's Skyscraper Scamper, all those good stages. As for the Werehog stages, I know this style of gameplay tends to slow down the game aim a little bit, but I don't care. This part of the game rocks, and I really do enjoy it. It gets me to explore my surroundings, and the metal collecting, despite being still somewhat stupid, I would keep them in the Werehog stages because of the fact that you're able to collect them very easily. Also, I gotta say, the music is awesome and atmospheric, and I love it. Second favorite soundtrack in the entire series. For a while, this used to be my favorite soundtrack in the series. Until Sonic Frontiers came along, but we'll get into that later. Along with an amazing story to back this game up, and with all the positives that this game has overall, and the only complaint about it being the daytime stages could be controlled a little bit better, and the metal collecting could be scrapped immediately. This game is still one of the best Sonic games ever made. I love this game so much. A masterpiece this is. Yeah, you guys had to see Sonic Generations somewhere. Sonic Generations is one of the best 3D Sonic games ever made. I love this game so much. This game is a masterpiece, and And yes, the game is really easy, and the ending of it could be a lot better. But ignore those two flaws and look at every other part of the look at every other good thing about the game. Woo! Modern and classic Sonic stages have amazing controls and have the most unique boosting stages in the entire series. While I still prefer some portions of Sonic Colors and Sonic Unleashed each a little more than Generations, I still think Sonic Generations overall has the better stages overall. I don't know why. It's just really fleshed out. I feel like my deaths aren't as cheap and yeah. And yeah, the game is actually fair. I know it's a bit easy, but if I'm able to have a fun time with the game overall, then I'm having fun. I don't care if any Sonic Unleashed hater I don't care if any Sonic Unleashed lover hates me for this. This is my opinion, and I am entitled to it. While the story is nothing special, and is another complaint I do kind of have with this game, everything else is amazing. The classic Sonic stages, while not nearly as good as the actual classic Sonic stages in the classics, it's still good. And this is a great idea for a gimmick. And I just, wow. This gimmick is really fun to play with. Classic Sonic works amazingly, and it's really funny how you compare it to Sonic Force's classic Sonic. Seriously, that classic Sonic, it refuses to be good. And then you have modern Sonic stages who have the insane amount of multiple pathways that a boost game has never seen before. Levels like Seaside Hill, and especially City Escape for both modern and classic Sonic, yeah, you could definitely see the love for Sonic Generation that has been put here. And while there are some aspects that does feel a little bit rushed, the power-ups from Sonic 3 is back, and the way they're introduced is kind of cool. Although I prefer the way that Sonic 3 introduced it, as opposed to Sonic Generations. But wow. Just about everything about this game is phenomenal. All of the bosses, except for the last one, are amazing. All in all, Sonic Generations is a phenomenal game. And it's a Sonic game that you cannot pass up on. I bet some of you were expecting Sonic Mania to appear at least somewhere. I love this game so much. This is my favorite 2D Sonic game ever. Sadly though, it no longer holds